A silent and silenced disease, not only because of its slowly progressing and frequently asymptomatic clinical course, but also because it affects mainly poor people who have no political voice. This is how the WHO describes Chagas disease. Chagas disease is a neglected disease that is endemic to Latin America. The vector is the triatomine bug, which some people call the kissing bug, because it bites people on the face and eventually causes the transmission of the Trypanosoma cruzi parasite. Though the disease is endemic to Latin America, the insect vector also resides in the US. It's just that generally this bug burrows in houses that are made of mud or ones that have thatched roofs. Homes like this tend to be more common in some rural areas of Latin America, which makes individuals living in these areas more at risk for Chagas disease. Infection starts as an initial acute flu-like illness and can advance into severe disease. The severe disease can show up in the form of enteromegaly, the enlargement of the intestines, but its most common form takes the form of heart problems, such as cardiomyopathy, which can then result in heart failure and sudden death. Because Chagas disease can be transmitted vertically during gestation, it's important to remember that this can lead to new infections in non-endemic regions like the United States. Just as an example of non-endemic prevalence, in 2007 through 2019, there were over 2,000 confirmed positive tests for Chagas disease in the US blood bank. So this wasn't a blood test for a person's medical visit, but just screening donated blood for the purpose of transmission prevention via transfusion or organ donation. Further regarding US prevalence, the best data we have are actually fairly inexact estimates. The CDC estimates don't actually come from screening programs of people residing here. They come from these positives found in blood donations, along with estimates from the Department of Homeland Security and US Census data on immigrant populations that are then combined with country-specific seroprevalence figures of Chagas disease cases. These calculations suggest 300,000 total cases of Chagas disease in the US and between 63 and 315 cases annually of congenital transmission. So these are basically estimates on top of estimates, and there's a real need for more accurate hands-on clinical screening that can tell us what the true need for care might be in these populations, and if there's a way to tailor screening programs to local needs and specific risk factors. Chagas disease can be spread by an asymptomatic or symptomatic birthing parent during gestation. It's important to note that though people who are pregnant can be screened for Chagas disease, they cannot be treated until after giving birth. Treatment in adults is most successful when caught early, but research is ongoing regarding the benefits of treatment of chronic infection in adults. Great news that is central to this conversation is that infants that are treated have a very high cure rate. They have around 90% chance of clearing the parasite entirely. Some people may think that the 63 to 315 cases estimated to occur annually may not seem like a lot, or others may consider those numbers way too high for something that is curable but goes unchecked. Either way, it is important to know that this estimated prevalence is similar to other diseases screened for commonly in infants in the US. Specifically, it is similar to that of PKU and congenital adrenal hyperplasia. There are clearly multiple areas that we need to work on regarding Chagas disease, including better understanding of prevalence in Latin American populations that come to the US, and a better understanding of the rate of transmission from birthing parent to fetus. These questions are big ones, but they start with smaller actions, like spreading awareness in clinicians and patients, and having discussions about the possible need for screening. Just to bring this So it further hits home, I'd like to share what someone shared with me. Someone who works in Boston at one of the 2 Chagas disease screening programs in the United States shared that they caught a case of Chagas disease in a 17-year-old. Because this case was found, the teen could be treated and now has a considerably lower chance of developing cardiomyopathy and heart failure that could lead to sudden death. We can't find children like this if we don't look.